Hey Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Leo romantically. Now, I do always like to remind you, Leo, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. That's totally okay. You are very welcome here to take what works and leave the rest. So we're jumping right into it today, my lovely lions, and we're going to see what could be coming toward Leo in love. First message coming out today. Ooh, the cards are flying. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. Interesting. So it kind of looks like somebody pushed you away. I get the sense here though, Leo, of somebody being confused. Like what I'm intuitively picking up on here is that somebody pushed you away and you were like, what are you doing? Why did you do that? Like, why is this happening? And in their mind, they were trying to like justify it and rationalize why they were doing what they were doing. But I don't know, I just intuitively feel like you were very confused about why they were creating that space and distance within the connection. But let's see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo right now. I hope that you can forgive me one day. Interesting, right? So they push you away. They're hoping you can forgive them for what they did. Maybe they're even hoping that the two of you can be together. So it's kind of interesting because it's like, it almost feels like they felt they had to push you away and they had a good reason for it. And now they're hoping that you can forgive them for their actions. But again, I don't know, Leo, and you can let me know in the comments if this connects. I feel like I'm getting like you're missing a puzzle piece, like you're missing the bigger picture of what happened. So what may have happened here is that there was something going on for your person. Maybe they did not do the best job of communicating to you what was happening for them. They pushed you away and now they're like, oh, I hope you can forgive me. And you're like, I don't even think I really understand what's happening here. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo. We need to let each other go. Interesting. Okay. Somebody is trying really hard here to convince themselves that the two of you should not be together. So I think this is a little bit odd, Leo, because what I'm picking up on is that they're doing everything they can to be like, no, we can't be together. It's not going to happen, Leo. It's not going to work out. But I actually do think they want to be with you, you know? Like I'm getting this really, really big energy of somebody who's doing everything that they can to try to create space within the relationship, but they don't actually want to lose you, but they feel that they have to do that because of some sort of circumstance. So maybe there's something going on where your person has decided like, Leo and I, you know, we're not going to work long term because of X, Y, Z, right? Maybe they feel that there's some sort of incompatibility. But instead of talking to you about it, I think what they're doing is they're kind of closing the door. I know this is a specific message, you guys. Definitely let me know if it connects, but do you get what I'm saying? It's like they don't actually want to lose you, but they've like created this story in their head where they're like, well, because of this one thing, Leo and I can't be together. And then they've unilaterally made the decision to push you away. They don't want to do that, but they're trying to convince themselves that they've made the right decision. But I don't think in their heart that they feel they've made the right decision. It's very, very interesting energy. So here's what we're going to do, Leo. Let's look more at this person and let's look more at you because I'm very curious to see where this goes. So we're going to look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what they could be doing right now. We will look at the same for you and then we'll look at the potential outcome because this is fascinating. Okay. Tell me about this person who Leo is involved with, please. First card coming out is the Chariot. Interesting. This is a card of willpower and determination, charging forward. I don't know why, I'm getting a lot of like avoiding kind of energy. Like your person is just trying not to talk about the issues. They're avoiding the issues. They're like, I'm just going to charge forward and focus on these other things. I'm getting very strong avoidance energy. It's almost like running in the other direction type of energy. Tell me more, please. Okay, Six of Swords. Yeah, that's them, unfortunately, turning their back on you. Okay. Feeling as though they need to walk away, feeling as though they like, it's kind of weird, you guys, because I almost feel like your person is having this mentality of like, I'm the bigger person, I'm doing what's best for our relationship, but like it actually feels very immature, if that makes sense, right? Like it's somebody here who's like, I'm so mature that I'm going to walk away because I know that's what's best for us. But really, the two of you could have solved the issues and worked on them if they had been better at communicating. Again, very interesting message to you guys. I'm curious if this is resonating with anybody. Tell me more about this person's energy, please. Queen of Swords. Okay. I mean, that's air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. it does indicate that there is a conversation that's happening. The thing with the Queen of Swords is that sometimes the Queen of Swords can be a little bit too direct, sometimes. And so I almost wonder as well as if your person is being a little bit, you know, when people say like biting with their words, like a little bit harsh, emotionally detached. I'm also getting like an emotional detachment here because we don't have any cups energy in your person's overall energy, right? It's almost like clinical, right? They may have gone to you and in this very clinical, almost robotic way, been like, we will break up, we cannot be together, we need to let each other go. And you're like, what? What do you mean? I don't know, Leo. I get the sense that you got blindsided by this. I really do. So let's take a look at what they could be feeling right now, please. Yeah, okay, this is what I said. Four of Pentacles, I don't think they actually want to lose you, okay? I feel that they want to hold on to the connection, but like I said, they've pushed you away for some sort of reason that they've kind of made up in their head and rationalized, but I just don't think it makes sense. But in their heart, because this is showing up in their feelings, they don't actually want to lose you. Tell me more, please. The Emperor, but they're trying to be like all confident. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries. I'm getting a lot of emotional detachment here, you guys, from your person at this point in time. Tell me more, please. And then the Fool, I mean, they could even be saying to you, like, you know, go out there, Leo, find someone better than me, find someone who is looking for the same things. Like, I don't know. It feels weird, their energy. It's like they're encouraging you to go out there and they're like, just date other people. And you're like, but I wanted to date you. I wanted to be with you. Like, what exactly is happening here? What actions could they be taking? The Ace of Wands, okay. I don't know, you guys. As we're getting into it, I'm not seeing a big shift in their energy. Like, what I was kind of wondering when I pulled the Oracle messages was maybe your person makes a mistake and pushes you away, and then they realize that it was stupid, and then they come back around. I'm not seeing that. I'm getting a lot of emotional detachment, somebody who has justified in their mind that they've made the right decision. Ace of Wands, sorry to say this, they could have gone and slept with somebody else. Like, they're like, we're broken up now. You know, each of us should go and find other people to be with. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay. I'm going to pull one more before I comment on that. What other actions could they be taking? Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. So I think it's frustrating because up until I pulled the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, I was like, I feel that your person is continuing to push you away. Maybe you even see them out dating other people. They're making it clear that they're trying to move on. Again, it's very, very emotionally detached. But then the final two cards that I pull for your person's actions kind of tell a different story here, okay? So, okay, we got the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Remember, the first card that I pulled for their actions is the Ace of Wands. Here's what I think, to be kind of blunt. I think maybe they go hook up with somebody else, okay? They go sleep with somebody else, right? Because they're like, whatever, we're done. I made the best decision. I'm so mature. I did the right thing by pushing Leo away. They go out, Ace of Wands. It's a very like one night stand type of energy sometimes. They hook up with someone and it's awful. And they're like, oh shit, like this sucks. I do not enjoy this. I do not like being with somebody new. I do not want to be apart from Leo. And then all of a sudden now they have this turnaround where the Eight of Pentacles is like them now suddenly wanting to invest in the connection. And the Three of Pentacles, we've talked about before how this can sometimes be the counseling card of the tarot. It can be somebody coming in who's like, let's work together to solve these problems. Let's deal with the issues. Let's tackle them head on. So I think it's possible that you see this person coming back around, kind of groveling and wanting to get you back here, Leo. I don't think it's immediate, you know? I do think that they're going to try to move on. And then once they actually start meeting other people, they realize what they've lost in you. And then that's when you see them coming back. So it's not like you guys break up one day and the very next day they're back, but it's like they almost need a bit of time to realize what life is like without you. Then they come back, okay? Then it's up to you to decide if you can forgive them for what they did and if there is still a potential future here. Interesting. I'm still seeing an emotional disconnect though in your person. I'm just going to throw that out there, Leo, because I pulled 9 cards for their energy. Not one of them is a cup, and the cup has to do with the emotions within the tarot. So even if they do come back, there's still like a sense of maybe an emotional immaturity or some sort of emotional block that's showing up for them to watch out for. Okie dokie, let's look at Leo. All right. You're really, really fed up and frustrated with this. I mean, quite honestly, I would be pissed off too if I were you, Leo. Like, I've had this happen to me like years and a long time ago, you know, when I was younger. It's like you're dating someone and something goes on with them, the relationship ends, and you're like, that was so stupid. Like, you know, why did that happen? I don't understand. And it's frustrating because you're left in the dark. Like, I think it's one thing if someone comes to you and explains to you why they don't want to be with you. You may or may not agree, but at least you get an explanation. It's another, like I said, for somebody to push you away without giving you any sort of reasonable explanation. And I think that really, really hurts, and it can make us really angry. So I think right now you're looking at it and you're like, well, you don't want me? I don't want you either then. It's over. Tell me more, please. The High Priestess, yeah. I think you're like tapping into your intuition and you're like, okay, so what do I want? What feels good for me? I think a big piece of advice that I have for you right now, Leo, is whatever it is that you decide to do in this situation, like really follow your intuition in terms of what it's telling you about this connection. Tell me more, please. The Queen of Cups, yeah. Remember how your person had no cups energy? Not only do you have cups, you have a really, really nice cups energy. This tells me, Leo, that you were probably bringing a level of emotional maturity to this connection that this person could not handle. You're emotionally mature, you're emotionally attuned, you're able to handle feelings, you're able to have conversations about feelings. And I just feel there was a mismatch, right? Like, this is a very evolved, mature energy. And so you may have been approaching the whole connection with this sense of emotional maturity. And it's like, not to blame your person per se, but it really feels like they struggle to meet you at that level. And that may have resulted in an emotional disconnect and an emotional immaturity that caused them to push you away. What could Leo be feeling? The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I mean, that's interesting. The wheel is turning. That's what a wheel does, obviously. Usually I feel like the wheel is like a lucky energy. I don't know. As I said that, something came into mind. You know, sometimes rejection is our protection. Have you ever heard that saying? Like, right now, you might be really frustrated that this person pushed you away, but maybe it's actually a blessing in disguise, right? Because if this person is erratic, if they're going to do things like push you away without explaining it, like, I'm sorry, that is immature, right? And so maybe it sucks right now, but maybe it's a protection thing from the universe or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like, they're not able to emotionally meet you where you're at. So maybe it's better that they move on now before you guys get even more invested. That message came to mind. What else could Leo be feeling? The Nine of Wands. You've definitely been feeling very tested by this person. It's been an uphill battle. Tell me more. The Star. This is interesting. I mean, the Star is a very hopeful and optimistic energy. It can represent healing. I do think there is a part of you that's like, could we talk about this? Could we heal it? Could we overcome it? But that's where I think the High Priestess comes in, where it's like, well, what does your gut tell you, Leo? Does your gut tell you that if you give this person a chance, that you guys can really work on things? Or does your gut tell you that even if they come back around, maybe they're not able to give you what you need? So I totally validate this. I think it's normal when a breakup happens to think like, well, what if we got back together and worked on things? Could things be better, right? I think it's a normal thought process a lot of us have in a breakup, but you need to, the word I'm getting is capacity. You need to ask yourself if this person is demonstrating the capacity to give you what you really need. Let's see what actions Leo could be taking. Two of Cups, okay. So Two of Cups is about finding your soulmate. So in the context of this reading, I give it to you straight, like this person that we looked at, sorry, Leo, they're not really giving me soulmate vibes. Sorry to be a little blunt, but like, let's be honest. If you and I were having a conversation and I said, tell me about what your soulmate would be like, if you visualize that, would your soulmate be someone who pushes you away, shuts down communication, doesn't connect and have emotional conversations, hides their feelings? Like, I just don't think that would be what you tell me. You know what I mean? The point I'm making is that I feel like you're now taking action to Find someone who is able to give you what you want and what you deserve. And I always like to make it clear, I'm not saying that the person who you've been involved with is a bad person. It's just they don't seem to be ready to give you what you need based on what I'm seeing, right? So that's where you need to be honest with yourself and be like, could there be someone who's a better match for me out there, right? Oh, what is this? King of Pentacles literally came jumping out. I think it's about who can give you stability, right? That's another thing that I think you're taking action towards, because the King of Pentacles is someone who shows up for you, is consistent, reliable, provider type of energy. That's not, again, what we saw with the person we looked at. So I kind of feel like maybe there's even someone new coming in who's catching your attention and making you realize like there's better out there, right? What else? King of Swords. Yeah, I mean, look at that. So King of Swords is a very, like, I was like, what do I want to say? Clear-headed, communicative energy. I think you just need to be honest with yourself here, Leo. Really, the tarot is saying to you, like, be honest about what you want and be honest about whether or not this person can give it to you. Because I actually don't think you're going to have trouble finding someone who can actually give you what you want. Like, this energy is actually giving me the vibe that there could even be somebody brand new around you in this king energy. Don't worry about the gender, but the kings of the tarot are the most mature and stable and available, right? And so if you decide to fully detach from this connection, I wouldn't be surprised if you very quickly meet someone who's actually like a much better match for you, Leo. Okay, so let's see what the potential outcome is in this situation. The Hermit. I feel like this is doing some soul searching, like what do you really want here? The Magician, yeah. I'm gonna pull one more and then I'm gonna talk about the Magician and Judgment. Yeah, okay. I don't get the sense that you and this person are gonna work it out just based on what I'm seeing. Again, take it or leave it, you do you. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do, but I feel there's something better for you and I can tell you why. So the first card is the Hermit, where, like I said, this could be you doing some soul searching about what you really want. And I feel like while you're doing that soul searching, that's where the Magician comes in, where you're like, it just feels like it's an illusion. Even if they're coming back and asking for forgiveness and, you know, trying to make things right, can you trust it? And again, like, I don't, just to be clear, I don't get the sense that your person is like maliciously lying to you. Like, I don't think it's that. I don't get that kind of vibe, Leo, but it's more like they don't know how to communicate effectively, feels like it's the issue. They don't know how to have conflict effectively. And so things are left unsaid. They don't communicate. It's not like they're maliciously waking up and being like, I'm going to lie to Leo. But I think that, you know, there's a deficit there, right, in their communication that's leading to the problems. And so it's kind of like you never really know what you're getting with this person, with the Magician, because a Magician is like a tricky energy. A Magician does tricks. They make you see one thing when there's something else going on. And I just don't know if this person is able to give you the clarity that you need to be in a relationship. Now, the fascinating thing is that the final card that I pulled is the Judgment card. Now, the Judgment card does have an element of forgiveness. So I actually think what could happen here is that you forgive this person, but forgiving somebody does not mean you have to get back in a relationship with them. Like, I don't get the sense that you're going to linger on this situation. I think you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, you know what? I liked them. It didn't work out. Obviously, I forgive them for what happened. Like, because you're the mature energy here, right, Leo? So I think you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, I get that they tried, but they just weren't mature enough, right? And so you look at it and you're like, I forgive you. But the Judgment card is also about an awakening, right? Figuring out what we want. And to me, it's a card of finding someone who we're compatible with. And I feel like you're awakening to the fact that there is probably somebody where there's a greater level of compatibility with somebody who's not just gonna flake out, run away, push you away, be disconnected from their feelings, shutting down emotionally, all that kind of stuff that we saw as problems. So I almost feel a sense of peacefulness in a weird way where it's like, I don't think this reading is suggesting that you guys are gonna be coming back together. It's more about you being able to realize that, you know, it sucks that it didn't work out, but that's okay because you know that there's someone better. And I don't know, Leo, I just strongly feel you're going to be connecting with somebody very soon who is a much better fit for you. So that's what I think you're being encouraged to be open to. Anyway, that's what I see for you guys for today. I know it was kind of a specific message. If you enjoyed it, do me a solid, give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness always, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.